Good evening. May I have a mover and a seconder to call this meeting to order? Henry and Mike, that this Committee of Adjustments meeting held on November 27, 2024, come to order at 6 p.m. All in favor? Carried. Are there any disclosure of pecuniary interest this evening? Showing none. May I have a mover and a seconder to adopt the previous minutes? Steve and Mike? Oh, Brad and Mike? I did that last time, sorry. That the Committee of Adjustments meetings dated October 23rd, 2024 be adopted as presented. All in favor? Carried. Welcome to the Committee of Adjustments meeting to allow the public an opportunity to express their views and regarding the proposed minor variances and consents within the Township of Springwater. Each applicant and their agent is applicable, if applicable, will be given the opportunity to present the applications to the committee and public. Additional information on each of the application, including any presentation material, is available in the committee agenda on the township's website. Following those members of the public who registered to make an oral submission prior to 5:30 November 26, 2024, will be given the opportunity to do so. All oral submissions will be included in this meeting's minutes and form part of the public record, including the name and address of the speaker as information collected under the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. The minutes of the meeting will be posted on the township's website. All comments or questions should be addressed to the chair. Application 1, will the Secretary Treasurer please introduce the first application, item number 4.1 on the agenda?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item 4.1 on the agenda is minor variance application A35/24 submitted by M. Salnick regarding lands known municipally as 9 Lawrence Avenue. The purpose and effect of the application is to permit the construction of a single-story detached accessory building within the interior side yard, whereas Section 4.3.12 permits detached accessory buildings to be erected and used in the rear yard.
Have any additional correspondence and or comments been received?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, comments have been received from Enbridge Gas, the Nottawasaga Valley Conservation Authority, and the County of Simcoe.
Can I please have the applicant introduce themselves and provide comment, if any?
Hello, I'm sorry, I missed that point there. I was, you asked me to, I'm sorry?
I just asked if there's, just introduce yourself and provide comment if you had any.
Oh, sure. My name is Mike Selnick. I've lived in Springwater with my wife for the last 14 years, going on 15 years. And the reason for this shed is that it's going to be replacing the current swimming pool equipment shed. That's why the location is required at the side of the house. I don't have any space in the back, and I'm also using this the new shed as storage, which would allow us to be able to get our 2 cars in the driveway into the garage, because the storage in the house is pretty minimal at this time.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public registered to make an oral submission?
Thank you, Chair. There have been no members of the public who have registered to make an oral submission.
Thank you. Are there any additional members of the public in attendance this evening to make an oral submission? Seeing none, thank you. Do any members of the committee wish to comment or have any questions concerning the application? May I have a motion from one of the committee members for application A35/24? Mike?
Thank you. I move the application be approved as per the planning report.
May I have seconder? Henry? that the Committee of Adjustments, having given consideration to the applicable provisions of Section 45 of the Planning Act, the official plan of the Township of Springwater, the characteristics of land in question and its surrounding as addressed in the planning report on the application dated November 27, 2024, the correspondence received and information presented at the hearings held on November 27, 2024, and the discussion of the matter hereby approve application A35/24. All in favor? Carried. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Will the Secretary Treasurer please introduce the next application, item number 4.2 on the agenda?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item 4.2 on the agenda is minor variance application A36/24 submitted by M. Stevenson on behalf of M and V Bolesky regarding lands known municipally as 2224 Rainbow Valley Road West. The purpose and effect of the application is to permit an additional residential unit within an existing detached accessory building with a total area of 167 square meters, which would result in the exceedance of the total maximum area provisions of zoning bylaw 5000 as described. Maximum area for an additional residential unit within a detached accessory building of 167 square meters, whereas section 3.48.3A states that the maximum area for an additional residential unit within a detached accessory building shall be 115 square meters.
Have any additional correspondence and or comments been received?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, comments have been received from Enbridge Gas, the County of Simcoe, and the Nottawasaga Valley Conservation Authority.
Can I please have the agent introduce themselves and provide comment, if any?
Farmhouse and keep the ideal use of the property and maintain that. This homeowner has a growing family and has needs, and they wanted to build a new residence. So we've done that and we've received the approvals for that. We're midway in construction right now, and we're simply asking to keep this existing farmhouse for agricultural use, for help on the farm. It's a working farm that's active right now, so we'd just like to maintain that.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public registered to make an oral submission?
Thank you, Chair. There have been no members of the public who have registered to make an oral submission.
Thank you. Are there any additional members of the public in attendance this evening to make an oral submission? Seeing none, thank you. Do any members of committee wish to comment or have any questions concerning the application? Henry?
Through you, Chairman, to the applicant. So the farm is being rented out, or are you farming it? Is the owner farming it himself?
Both right now. A portion of it's being rented out. I think it's 2 fields he has right now, but the majority of it he's farming with like soybeans and things like that.
Any other questions from the committee? Thank you. Do it. May I have a motion from one of the committee members of application A36/24? Brad? Have a seconder? Mike? That the Committee of Adjustments, having given consideration to the applicable provisions of Section 45 of the Planning Act, the official plan of the Township of Springwater, the characteristics of land in question and surrounding as addressed in the planning report on the application dated November 27, 2024, the correspondence received and information presented at the hearing held on November 27, 2024, and discussing the matter hereby approve application A36/24. All in favor? Carried. Thanks very much.
Very much for your time.
Will the Secretary Treasurer please introduce the next application, item number 4.3 on the agenda?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item 4.3 on the agenda is consent application B19/24 submitted by L. Langman on behalf of Langcrest Farms Limited regarding lands known municipally as 2185 County Road 92. The purpose and effect of the consent application is for approval of a surplus farm dwelling severance to sever a single detached dwelling and detached accessory building from the farmland for the purposes of farm consolidation. The application proposes to sever a parcel of land consisting of approximately 0.4 hectares with approximately 71 meters of frontage along County Road 92. The retained parcel is proposed to have a remaining lot area of approximately 40.1 hectares and maintaining frontage on both County Road 92 and Crossland Road.
Have any additional correspondence and or comments been received?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, comments have been received from Enbridge Gas, the Drainage Superintendent, the County of Simcoe, the Nottawasaga Valley Conservation Authority, and the County of Simcoe Transportation and Engineering Department.
Can I please have the planner introduce themselves and provide comment, if any?
This application 1924 proposes to sever dwelling from the farm that 1.5 County Road 92 as a surplus, because the house is surplus to the farm's operating needs. The retained lands would remain a decent size as according to county standard for agricultural land, and the severed land would just comprise the house and just attached garage.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public registered to make an oral submission?
There are no members of the public who have registered to make an oral submission.
Thank you. Are there any additional members of the public in attendance this evening to make an oral submission? Seeing none, do any members of the committee wish to comment or have any questions concerning the application? May I have a motion from one of the committee members for application B19/24? Henry?
Make a motion that we accept the application as presented, along with the planning report to be activated. Thank you.
Have a seconder? Mike? That the Committee of Adjustments, having given consideration to the applicable provisions of Section 53 of the Planning Act, the official plan of the Township of Springwater, the characteristics of land in question and its surrounding, as addressed in the planning report on the application dated November 27, 2024, the correspondence received, and the information presented at the hearings held on November 27, 2024, and the discussion on the matter hereby approve application B19/24, subject to the following conditions. 1, that the applicant meet all the requirements, financial or otherwise, of the municipality. 2, that the applicant provide the Secretary Treasurer 2 copies of the registered survey to the severed residential lands prepared by the Ontario Land Surveyor. 3, that the owner applicant satisfy and be responsible for all costs to satisfy Section 65 of the Drainage Act 1990 if applicable. 4, the applicant obtain an entrance permit for the severed and retained farmlands to the satisfaction of the County of Simcoe if applicable. 5, that the applicant rezone the retained farmlands to an agriculture consolidation exception AC-XX zone prohibiting residential uses and to recognize a front yard setback deficiency of an existing shed. 6, that the applicant secures zoning compliance for all the components of the retained lands. 7, that the applicant rezone the severed lands to the agriculture exception 54A-54 to recognize the existing oversized detached accessory building and prohibit the keeping of livestock. And 8, that it can be conformed that the private well and septic system are wholly contained with the property limits of the severed residential lands to the satisfaction of the chief building official prior to the registration of the severance. All in favor? Carried. Other business. Will the secretary treasurer please introduce item number 5.1 on the agenda?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item 5.1 on the agenda is the consideration of the 2025 Committee of Adjustment meeting schedule.
Do any members of the committee wish to comment or have any questions concerning the proposed schedule? Henry?
February, through you, February 26th, I won't be at that meeting. Just checking to make sure that we would still have a quorum.
Thank you. Once we know if Steve is here, we should have a quorum. If not, we can. The rest of us is okay if Steve is here. If not, then we can
We just need three, right?
three. Oh, we're three. So yeah, depending on his schedule too. So if not, we can reschedule.
Oh, February 26th.
Okay, thank you. Any other committee members? May I have a motion from one of the committee members for the 2025 Committee of Adjustments meeting schedule? Henry, may I have a seconder? Mike, that the Committee of Adjustments hereby approve the 2025 Committee of Adjustments meeting scheduled as presented. All in favor? Carried. May I have a mover and a second to adjourn this meeting? Brad? Moved by Mike, that this Committee of Adjustments meeting held on November 27, 2024, now does adjourn at 6:16 PM. All in favor? Carried.